this is Scott over at the Versatile Guitarist. In this video, I want to show you some flamenco guitar techniques and what they sound like on my Pavan Flamenca Negra guitar. I've had this guitar for more than 14 years. This is really the guitar that I use in almost all of my YouTube videos, and the one I always use when I play live gigs. It's my workhorse guitar. It came with an LR Baggs pickup. I've also added some gooseneck microphones inside over the years, but the cutaway is great. I can get up here nice and high. And especially when I'm playing with a looper or playing some improvisation, that cutaway really helps. And I just love the way that it sounds because it's so loud and it doesn't have the brittleness of a Flamenco Blanca. Like I have a Flamenco Blanca made in Spain here, but it's got a brittleness to it and just doesn't have the fullness of this Negra. And it sounds so sweet, and it's actually sounded better over the years as it's aged and dried out and all that stuff. There's a good response here for the thumb when we do techniques like this. This is called Alsapua technique, where you play a thumb rest stroke and then upstroke. And this guitar really brings that out. I can really hear the raspiness, but not too nasty, you know? Let me show you a few of these flamenco techniques, how we do them, and then what they sound like on this guitar, of course. The thing that really stands out the most is when we do this strumming thing called Rasgueado. That's when we hit our nails against the strings. Most common one we could call the 4-stroke Rasgueado, and that's where we go like this. Pinky, ring, middle, index. So we make a fist, keep your thumb anchored on a string if you can. I'm playing an F major 7 chord here. 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret, and then open, and then make a fist. Kind of flick your pinky out, keep the rest in, like that. Let's go over here to an E chord, my thumb comes up. So at the beginning here I played a little Malaguena riff. I'll show you how to do that in a second, but we can play the Malaguena rhythm with this 4-stroke like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So went down with the index, bring it in, 4-stroke, bring it in again, do it again, and then finally an upstroke. 1, triplet, 2, triplet, 3, and. Or wait a little bit longer and then do a quick triplet that's a little faster. What I did just there was a Golepe, that's when we tap with the ring finger, in conjunction with a thumb downstroke. Another thing I like about that guitar, when I do that, it sounds much more deep than other guitars that I've played. Another Rasgueado technique, which is really awesome and real flashy, and when you get it down, it's easy to do, but it sounds really complicated, is this. I call the Triplet Rasgueado. All we're doing is going, it's not easy at first, but we're going up with the thumb, down with the middle finger, and then down with the thumb. That's all it is. You can master that when you're driving to work. Up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Once you memorize that motion, or that pattern of up, down, down, you can start to incorporate your wrist to really get some more speed into it, but just make sure you're not all flying all over the place. We're going to stay in one spot. This chord, an E chord with an F added, that flat 9, sounds so Spanish on its own. We can also do a 5-stroke Rasgueado where we go pinky, ring, middle, index, and then up in the space of one beat. There was another thumb rest stroke with a Golepe. Definitely has that flamenco sound, and if I did that on a regular classical, it probably wouldn't sound as good. Let's look at this Malaguena riff. We're going to do thumb rest strokes, which is such a Spanish guitar thing. I like to come back here closer to the bridge. Sounds more aggressive. That's the basic riff to Malaguena. E, G sharp, B, E, G sharp, B, open A string, C, B, A, G, F, E, and add this in between. Second time, we can climb up the scale. Now let's do an arpeggio. Hold your index finger on G sharp here and do a reverse arpeggio. That would be thumb, ring, middle, index, and we'll put the same bass line in. Here, I'm going to hold A with my ring finger, as if we were holding an A minor chord. This is really evoking an F chord, though, in Malaguena. These two notes, and then with the remaining fingers, do that same riff, so you're gonna end up using your middle finger on that low F, like this. And then we're back. Block chords, that's when we play the index, middle, and ring all at the same time. Keep them together, keep them touching each other, even through the follow-through motion. I snuck in a little arpeggio there, which is a forward arpeggio going thumb, index, middle, ring, like that. Another way to do it. Let's try a double arpeggio. That's going to be harder because we're going to cram more notes into the same beat. That's like the forward and reverse arpeggio in one. Thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index. And we can mix all those things up. Go into our rhythm here. There was the triplet Rasgueado again. I think one of the more quintessential flamenco techniques is the alzapua I was mentioning earlier. And we can really drive it from our wrist to get that sound. So the guitar really doesn't matter as far as the response of the string when you do that. And by the way, the strings that I often use are Diadario flamenco strings, the green package one. And in this exercise here, or this little example that I'm doing a lot of slurs, and that gives the illusion of speed. I can make us play faster, or seem to play faster. I'm gonna go thumb. I'm holding a piece of E here. I'm gonna start on F though, and then I'm gonna pull it off to E and then pull it off to D. Doing this with the right hand. Thumb, rest stroke. I'm staying on these strings, and then strum down, and then come back up. And then do the pull off. I'm gonna hammer it back. And I get back again. For more stability, you could kind of hang on a string to kind of keep yourself from flying around, because we really have to isolate that certain string, and that is hard. So you could kind of stick to the string here and go from your thumb more than your wrist. But it doesn't have that aggressive tone like the wrist thing does. So that's worth practicing. Another characteristic flamenco technique would be flamenco tremolo. So as classical players, we know thumb, ring, middle, index is the common classical guitar tremolo pattern. And for flamenco tremolo, we can add the index before the ring finger. So we might do something like this, where we go thumb, index, ring, middle, index, and it has a more fluttery sound. We can play romanza that way with flamenco tremolo. Just some different ideas of these different techniques that we hear in Spanish guitar, and it sound great on this Pavan Flamenca Negra. If you like this kind of stuff or want to hear more, check out my YouTube channel. You'll see me teaching all kinds of nylon string guitar stuff there, from flamenco to Latin jazz, bossa nova, popular music, rock, all kinds of stuff, all on this Pavan Flamenca Negra guitar.